No Movies in Hell?
Hi, this is Lacroix, and we are going to review Turning Red, Disney's latest Pixar film, set in Toronto, which was fun to see the Toronto landscape and also the accents. But then also what I liked was that it was set 20 years ago, which is so hard for me to process when I was like seeing 2002, and I'm like, am I sure I'm seeing 2002? Because it's 2022 now. Like, are you sure about this? But then it all made sense with the subplot of the boy bands. And I was like, okay, all right. And like the Tamagotchi. So there are a couple of like key things that I saw that I was like, okay, great. This is, 2002, the Barrettes, the boy bands for sure. So yeah, is great to see Mei Lin, the character, and kind of what she's going through as a teenage girl. I adored the story.
It was very cute. And I liked, even though it was set 20 years ago, I definitely felt like there were parts of it that seemed like they could be today.
Yes.
Like you see this, like even I don't know, has the boy band thing gone away? Because I feel like with BTS, like it's there, it's just in a different form.
Yeah.
I don't know, but the going crazy at the concerts and that definitely seems to be still happening. So it's very relevant.
Very true.
Are people still using the Tamagotchis? Like, do they make them any? I'm sure they make them, but
I think they do make them.
If I were a kid today, would I know what that is? Like watching Turning Red, would I be like, what is that? Why is she? Why does it keep beeping?
Yes. Probably not. I can see how it can be very distracting now. It's like competing for attention. So you have cell phones, and then, back in the day you had Tamagotchis. So if that thing beeps while you're, in school or, whatever, yeah, it's probably not welcome.
Did you have one when you were a kid?
I did. I had one. I remember maybe in like late junior high / freshman year. And I do remember my school like banning them because, they would beep during class. It took, it was distracting. But I just remember I didn't last like a couple days. So it was dead. I forgot to feed it.
Do they is that it? Or do you like somehow reset it?
You can reset it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew when they came out, but I didn't have one. I think I was a little bit older when they came out, so it didn't appeal to me at the time, but I remember them for sure. Let's pull up our slides.
Yeah. Is that I'm disappointed that this wasn't in the movie theater. Like, I would have preferred actually to watch it on the big screen.
It was released like for a short time, because I remember seeing the posters for it, and then when you said that you had watched it, I was like, oh well, I'll just put that on my list for this week. And then when I went to find it, I couldn't find it, so I think it was only out for maybe a week or two.
Oh yeah, because I saw it on the 11th, and because it was advertised as being on Disney Plus. So it was like, oh, okay, great. So I'll just go ahead and watch it. But yeah.
I gave it looks like we were pretty close.
Yes.
I gave it a 3 for jewelry.
Yes.
Just because it was such a key part of the story. And I also like that they use like random thing, like at the end, he just uses whatever he can get his hands on that's wearable.
Including a Tamagotchi.
Right.
I loved it.
Yes. So I thought that was very fun. And then on the story, I just gave it a 2 because I think I liked it. And I know that a lot of people who are Chinese that I know really liked it. They felt like, oh my gosh, to set this 20 years ago and to make it all about like the Chinese rituals and the temple and include the temple and all of that. Like they felt really good about it. I like that part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't think, it was kind of this standard storyline of like little girl going through something, feels misunderstood,
Yeah.
then comes to terms with it and is okay with it. And her friends are very supportive. And then, like it just seemed like a very sort of well-worn path.
Yeah.
So
I could totally see that. It's definitely like the Disney, themed storytelling. But I would have to say, I really like the fact that one, I feel like often stories about young women's experiences aren't celebrated. So it was kind of like one of those things where you have like that friend who is super enthusiastic about things. And I really enjoyed how they made each character kind of like you knew someone like that, like someone who is super hyper or someone who was ready for anything and that would back you up. And you had your like friendship bracelets, and then you were plotting to like do things. And I really liked like Malin's hustle, right? So it was like, oh, you can't go, but it was like, and that's the part where it's like you can take what she was doing was applicable to now. Like I feel like kids are more likely to hustle when they can't get things or when their parents tell them no. And so when she uses her turning into a panda as kind of like a side hustle, I just thought that was hilarious. It's like, oh, I'm gonna get $1 for this. I'm gonna do an appearance. She's like making a deal with her her frenemy and to make an appearance, and like these kids were accepting. And I think that one thing I'd have to say is in some of the other Disney films, when a character turns into a different character or like an animal, because I feel like that's a common theme, sometimes a lot of people are not receptive. It's just like, oh my gosh, it's a talking animal. I'm so used to, this, or like Princess and the Frog, or Brave, Mirinda turns into her mom turns into a bear. It was like they took this trope and was like, okay, we're like, she's actually gonna milk it, even though she might turn into a panda permanently. And I thought that was great. The soundtrack. So I love boy bands. So it was like Four Town, the whole joke about it being Four Town and there's 5 guys and them actually being part of the ceremonial process at the end it was fantastic. And I know that Billie Eilish and her brother Phineas actually did the soundtrack, like created the songs for that boy band. Not a Billie Eilish fan, but I thought that was very clever and fun. I enjoyed this, and I'll probably end up watching it again.
nice. Yeah, I thought it was fun. I would recommend it definitely to anyone who has children. If you're looking for something like, like more intense, it's probably not for you. But but it was cute, and it was a cute afternoon movie.
Yes, it's definitely like a Sunday or Saturday afternoon movie.
For sure. Do you have anything to plug for this episode?
Let's see. I guess on the 27th, it is Oscars. So we will be doing something special and trying to figure out where to go if we can get together to watch the Oscars.
Yes, I looked at the Metrograph thing.
Yes.
I was confused because they're not selling tickets. It's just come and.
Oh, that's awesome.
Or that's what it looked like. Let me look at it again. But it looked
Okay.
like it said no tickets on some, and I was like, how is that going to work?
I guess you just show up.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I guess. Yeah, let me look at that again.
Okay.
The other, yes. So we need to put our do our Oscar voting too.
Yep.
I was looking for Google Docs used to have like just a form for the Oscars every year. I can't remember. I tried to look for it the other day and I couldn't find it, but I'll look for it again.
Okay.
I know Vanity Fair has one that we can use.
Okay.
And then this week, the I Heart Korean Movies is seeing Uma on Wednesday at 5:30 at AMC Empire 25. That's the Times Square location. So if anyone would like to join us for that movie, head on over to the iHeart Korean Movies meetup page and RSVP there. All the details are inside, including my seat location. So if you want to find me, you can.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thanks for joining. See you next time.